and come back to you. Hi, guys. I think we might be live. I'm going to go live real fast in Instagram as well. I just have it kind of set up in this fun way because it's the only way Instagram's going to see. Start live video. All right, checking connection. We are now live. Okay, so hi everyone on Instagram. Hi everyone on Facebook. I hope you guys can hear us well. Instagram, let me insert this so they can hear us even better. Let's go like this and like this. Okay, so guys, I have been recruiting some of my Yes You Can Get Pregnant eCourse students to come on, and tonight we get to see the what would we say, the prize, if you will. Baby Luca is teething and has a fever, so he needs to be laying on his mama. But I wanted Billie to come on and share her story. We're not sure how long we'll get out of her because he's not super happy right now with the teeth coming in. He just turned 11 months old yesterday. Is that what you said? Yeah.
On Tuesday.
And so Billie and I met via Facebook. This is actually the first time, I mean, I've seen your picture before, but it's the first time we're kind of live chatting like this, besides when I was office hours in the eCourse. So you're used to seeing me like this, but I've never really spent time with Billie. I actually got emotional when I saw her. So I just want to read to you something. So Instagram, I guess you guys will see this for a second, but that's okay. So Billie is the woman named Brenda that we used in the story of hope. And so if you guys ever read Brenda's story of hope, then you're somewhat familiar with Billie's story. But here it goes. She reached out to me in July 2015 after buying and reading Yes You Can Get Pregnant. She told me a bit about her fertility journey. I'm 39 with an adopted daughter. I'm trying to get pregnant with donor sperm. I had a chemical pregnancy earlier this month and was seriously considering giving up this dream. I realized through reading your book that I didn't truly believe I could get pregnant because it has been drilled in my head that I am too old or have waited too long. I've even had people tell me it is selfish to want to get pregnant. After reading your book, I had a nice long cry and the realization that I can do this. I'm going to take 3 months to work on the diet, the mantras, the yoga, the exercise, etc. Then I'm going to try again in September. Thank you for making me see that I have the power to change my health and improve my fertility. At that point, Billie did her best to follow all the recommendations, and you got pregnant again in December of that year, but she had another miscarriage. A few months later, she reached out again over email, sharing more of her struggles with me. I've been following the plan in your book as closely as I can. I struggle with all the recommendations. I'm trying to force myself to stick to them, but it's not easy for me with where I live and my life is just so busy. According to my fertility doctor, all of my fertility testing has been perfect. But since I just turned 40, my doctor is telling me I'm no longer a good candidate for IUI. He's urging IVF, but it's just not an option for me. Is there anything else I can do? I appreciate any feedback you could give me, as I really respect your opinion. And it was at that point that I had just put together the version 1.0 of Yes You Can Get Pregnant, the eCourse. And so I was moved by her story, and she was always on, like, you were always on my page whenever I was doing lives or whenever I posted anything about fertility. She was always liking it or reading it. And so I invited her. So technically Billie is the first scholarship student of the Yes You Can Get Pregnant eCourse. And why don't you chime in from there? Tell us a little bit about your experience.
I just know that you had contacted me and said that you really felt led to, give that gift to me, which I was so grateful for. I loved the book, but the eCourse just has so much more and goes so much more in depth. And I just remember in your email to me, you said, I'm going to do this, but you have to promise me that you're going to do your best to stick to all of it and to really, tap into that mindfulness piece and believe in yourself and believe you can do it. Yeah. And it was just so I don't know, I'm getting teary now thinking about it, but it just meant so much to me that somebody I didn't even know really believed that this would happen for me.
Yeah.
And I started thinking, why have I not really believed this is going to happen for me? If somebody else feels like, you can do this, then I should be believing I can do this. And so I think I signed up for the course and I started it like that night. I went through like the first
She
module
like
of it.
dove in. She was like the star.
Yes.
Yes. She took my words very seriously. I was like, so I'm going to give this to you and you're going to do it. Okay. And
well, yes. I truly felt committed to it. I'm like, I can't let her down because she gave me this and I believes I can do it. I can do it. And there was just so much that wasn't in the book, but also even stuff that was in the book that just made so much more sense to me through the eCourse.
Yeah.
And I just made up my mind that I was absolutely going to do this. And I just knew that it was going to work for me. And especially, I think my hardest thing was just the mental piece of it. I think that was always my hardest thing. I mean, I can, change my diet. I can, do all these different things, but I just never really believed in the eCourse. I believe.
Right. And what about, so the community, the women there, you feel like that was a huge help for you too? Because you were so active in the eCourse and the community, right? So speak to that.
Yes. The community is amazing. I mean, everybody there is so supportive. And, you can just ask a question and immediately somebody has the answer to it. Or if they don't, they figure out how to get the answer for you. I mean, it's just incredible to me. Like, I've made so many friends through the community, just, people that I consider to be my true friends now, not just online people that I've talked to. And that's been amazing. When I had Luca, like so many women from the community sent gifts for him. It was just amazing to me.
He was the first baby born in the eCourse group too. I mean, it's kind of just incredible. Like, I definitely feel like we were led to one another, and there was just this sense that I was like, this is what I'm going to offer to her. And yeah, the way you stepped up. I mean, I remember at one point she posted, she's like, I've been following the diet. I'm doing the 21-day challenge or whatever it was. I've lost 40 pounds. I was like,
yes.
what? This girl is knocking it out of the park. And then I remember you being very nervous leading up to the next IUI. I mean, of course, and then we got a positive.
Yes.
And she shared from like the beginning on the group. I feel like you were emailing me, but then you were sharing with everyone too, right? And then
I did. I felt like, at that point, everyone had been so supportive that it feels like, he kind of belongs to everybody. Like, I felt like everybody deserved to know this was working, that everybody who was praying for me and, hoping that this was going to work and, giving support and saying, hey, you can do this. Like, I wanted everyone to know, hey, this worked, and I was scared. I mean, I was really scared to share with people because, I had losses before, but I chose to just really focus on, this pregnancy, this baby, this is going to work out. And, I just wanted everybody to know, and everybody was so supportive right from the beginning.
And so what would you say to women out there who are, who've been through similar things and are trying and on the path? What words of inspiration would you have for them?
I think I would just say that you have to really be true to yourself, true to your feelings, look at how you're feeling about things, why you're feeling that. Because I tried to deny that. Like, I would just get angry when, people would post on Facebook that they were pregnant, and I would just be like, ugh. And I unfriended some people. Like, I was bitter. I was very bitter, and I feel bad about it now, but that's where I was. And I had to admit that to myself. I had to be like, hey, you're really bitter about this. You have to find the joy in this. You have to say, hey, it happened for them. It could happen for me. And I really had to change my whole mindset about a lot of things. And so that's what I would really advise other people to do, is just kind of look at your feelings, look at why you're feeling that, and then kind of move on. Like, okay, it's time to move on. How am I going to make this work for me?
Or time to shift the story, right? Time to be open to the possibility of it, if it
Yes.
turning out differently, right?
Yes.
Oh, his little eyes, he's so sweet. He's like just taking it all in. He's like,
Yeah,
what?
he likes to look at videos on the phone, I think.
Yeah. Oh, they all do. They all do. Like mine's addicted. Yeah. If I let him, he'll just be like all day. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a huge part of it. So it was that mindset piece. And I also feel like with you, it was the decision to really commit to say, okay, no, I'm really going to give this a shot. And I guess that thing of like, well, this woman believes it can happen for me. So the fact that I don't, like you really stepped into your power in such a beautiful way. And, and I feel like the pregnancy was pretty easy. Or no, tell me about the pregnancy. I feel like, wasn't there something at the end? It was a little, right?
Yeah, it was not I'll be honest, it was not the easiest pregnancy. It was fine in the beginning. I mean, I didn't have like tons of morning sickness, lots of problems. But I was advanced maternal age, of course. So they had me seeing a bunch of specialists all the time. And towards the end, they thought that they had found a hole in his heart. And so I was going like for an echocardiogram, all these different things. And he was moving so much. They couldn't get good pictures. They could, and so every time I would go, it would be like, oh, we don't know. We don't know. And it was so scary. And then when I was 34 weeks, I went in and they said there's no fluid around the baby. And they put me, I was 33 weeks. They put me in the hospital until 34 weeks and delivered him by C-section. And he was perfect. He was 5 pounds, 2 ounces. They did an echocardiogram. He did not have a hole in his heart. There was nothing wrong with him at all. He was in the NICU for a couple of weeks because he was early, but
yeah, I remember that. I remember getting pictures of him and in his little NICU bin, which that must have been hard as well.
It was hard, but it's just part of his story. He's truly a miracle. I believe he's a miracle.
Yeah, I do too. And so how do you feel now on the other side? I mean, looking back, it's, I don't know, I guess just this sense too of so glad that you continue to follow your heart on this, right? That you knew this was your calling, you knew this was your destiny, right?
Yes, I'm so grateful. I'm grateful that you believed in me, but I'm grateful that you helped me believe in me because I think that affects me even now.
Yeah,
I mean, he's here, and that's amazing. But I feel like I'm a completely different person through this process too. And I think that that's a good thing.
Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, and as I always say, you've heard me say it, the baby's really just my like hook for you guys. It's really about you taking care of you and getting into your power, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what you did. And the transformation was pretty incredible. You were trying since 39, right? So it was about 2 years. Yeah. So it was 2 years that she'd been trying, and on your own. I mean, bless you. That's not an easy task at all. But, so much hope for all of you guys out there. And, with this advanced maternal age type of situation and being rushed to IVF. And she just knew in her heart that wasn't her story. And, and then this program came along and, I think like Billie says, it's so much more in depth than the book, right? And I think too, because I'm teaching it, right? So I just go into it so much more. And even with you, there was glimpses of like the body belief stuff that we were doing then too, and some of the diet stuff with you, if I remember.
Yes.
Because you had a lot of inflammation in the body, and it really calmed down. And it was amazing because I was so confident and when you got pregnant again that you weren't going to miscarry because the inflammation was gone. Like so many of your symptoms were just gone. And, and it worked out. It did. And it's so beautiful and so special. I'm so happy for you. And so, just so honored that, I do feel like it was divine intervention for the two of us that, we were put together. She found, my book and then my Facebook page. And there was just something in me that said, yeah, I'm going to invite this woman and let's see how it goes. And look at that. He was, and it's so amazing that he became the first little guy in our group. Hi, buddy. Hi there. Because I did like the pre-launch. That was just to my community. So you joined it in, what was it, November, I think, or I can't remember anymore. Anyway, I can't remember. Maybe it was April.
No, I think I joined it in January.
January, that's what it was. I did a
Yes.
January and then I did an April big launch. So you were in the January group.
Yes.
Because then that makes sense, because then you really dove in, you did like the 3 solid months, and then we did the IUI. It worked. Boom. Here we are.
Yes.
Amazing. Okay. Well, I don't want to keep you guys up because I know he's, not super awesome. Do you have anything else you want to share? Anything that comes to mind to share with the girls that are?
I just want to say thank you to you because you've done so much for me. And, I feel like people in my life. So I think I'm just so grateful.
Oh, well, I'm grateful for you too, sweetie. And I'm so glad that you got your baby. I knew that, he was, I don't know, I just knew. But I'm honored too. I'm honored that you took it seriously, because I feel like not everyone is willing to really dive in and to commit to this level of a lifestyle overhaul. And you really did. You took it very seriously and you did it and you dove in, and look at the end result. I mean, he's perfect. He's perfect.
He is.
So thank you. I'm proud of you and I'm honored, so thank you so much as well.
Thank you.
Now we're both going to cry. But yeah, we decided to do these stories, and I'm honored that my clients are willing to come publicly and come on and show their babies. I mean, it's amazing. And it's amazing for me to see too, because, I'll get emotional now, but because it does work, and it's incredible. It's incredible, the transformations that I've seen in my clients, and the work that we do in the community. I saw that with Billie. I mean, it was like everyone was like championing around her and like, what can we send her, and baby gifts. And it was just, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful, that community. It's just, it's one of my favorite places to be. So I love it as well. And Billie still pops in from time to time in the Yes You Can Get Pregnant group. She's in the Yes You Are Pregnant, right? Because we have the Yes You Are Pregnant group too. And so through her pregnancy, she was in that. And then even postpartum, I have a handful of the girls that come on and ask questions about introducing solids and vaccinations, and the baby's sick and all sorts of things. So it's been a great journey with you and with Luca. So thank you so much. All right, guys, I think we'll wrap up because little man's teething and it's late here. So if you guys want the opportunity to completely transform your health and your life and get that baby of your dreams, I feel like my course can help you. And as we have been saying, you have until tomorrow night to enroll, and I welcome you to join the community. And I look forward to helping you achieve the baby of your dreams. You deserve it, just like Billie has always deserved it too. So thank you so much. Okay. Good night, guys. Thank you again, Billie. I'm going to end you guys here. Thank you. Good night. Aw, people are so sweet. They're like, I love your story. Love your story. Okay, guys. All right. Good night, everyone.